Today, we are dropping right into a gritty, neon-drenched cyberpunk city. Picture a sky the color of a dead channel, rain that literally never stops, and digital superhighways just absolutely packed with data. But beneath all that glowing circuitry, we're actually tackling a deeply human theme from our source material, the sheer, crushing weight of holding on to yesterday. Let's dive in. System warning. Corrupted memory logs detected. Now this right here, this is the daily reality for our main guy, Silva. He's a data runner. His whole job is to securely transport the most valuable information across the endless flow of the city's neon data stream. But his internal system is critically overloaded, and not by a virus, but by guilt. We're going to see exactly how carrying the ghosts of his past is causing his entire operating system to crash, and more importantly, how he finally learns to reboot.
Section 1. Sammy and the River Ferrying the Villagers. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the contrast. In the original source material, we had Sammy the boatman on a river. But for our explainer today, we are translating that into our cyberpunk world. On the left, we have the river moving ever forward. Think of this as the neon data stream, fast, endless, and incredibly light. But over on the right, the heavy stones of the past. For our data runner Silva, these are corrupted memory logs. They are heavy, static, and they are tying up massive amounts of processing power. Just like a boatman dragging stones, Silva is dragging massive encrypted files of a failed heist that he just can't bring himself to delete.
Section 2. Weight of yesterday, the tragic accident. So, what happens when a top-tier data runner completely refuses to empty his digital trash bin? Well, his symptoms of regret act like a massive system overload. His processing speeds absolutely plummet, his signature neon smile fades to this dull flicker, and his mind is just filled with looping error codes of past mistakes. Every single time he closes his eyes, he runs a simulation of the heist that cost him his crew, asking himself over and over what he could have coded differently. Ultimately, he's completely lost his joy in the data stream. And the other denizens of the cyber city, they noticed. They saw the spark go out in Silva as he just kind of glitched through life. Section 3. Amina's question, curious little girl. Enter Amina. She's this super curious street kid and rookie hacker who notices Silva buffering, moving way slower than he should be. When he admits to her that he's carrying a heavy weight from yesterday, she drops this incredible piece of logic on him. She says, "But uncle, if you carry yesterday, how will you see today?" Boom. That right there is the glitch in his code. She points out the fundamental flaw in his emotional hardware. You literally cannot process the present if your CPU is maxed out running background apps from the past. Section 4. Letting go, watching the river flow. That night, Silva just sits there, watching the raw code of the data stream rush by. Very much like a river. It doesn't hold on to anything, right? It just transmits forward. So he develops a brand new protocol for letting go. Step 1. Remember. Acknowledge the corrupted log, but don't carry it. Step 2. Honor. Honor his lost crew's memory and actually value the lessons he learned. And step 3. Live. Do not drown in guilt. Stop running the simulation, hit delete on that active pain, and live fully in the present. Section 5. Learning words, story vocabulary. All right, let's extract the core vocabulary files hidden within Silva's memory logs, pulling directly from the language lessons in our source material. First up is tragic, which means causing great sadness or sorrow, very unfortunate. In Silva's case, he lost his entire crew in a tragic accident during a high-stakes data heist. It wasn't just some minor error, it was a catastrophic system failure that completely altered his life's trajectory, and it filled him with this profound sorrow. Next, we have the concept of being weighed him down, meaning it made him feel heavy emotionally or mentally. Think about trying to sprint while wearing a literal lead suit. You wouldn't get very far, would you? The guilt of his past acted like those heavy stones, or, for Silva, unauthorized background processes that completely bogged down his emotional operating system. Those corrupted logs only weighed him down. And that leads us right into drowning in guilt, being totally overwhelmed by those feelings. Before his reboot, Silva wasn't just carrying guilt around, he was submerged in a sea of past system errors. He had to make the conscious choice to stop letting those feelings pull him under, and instead choose to live fully in the current data cycle. Now, this crucial point is perfectly captured in the word hostage. A hostage is someone or something held back or controlled by force. Our source material delivers a really powerful lesson here, and it's that today is just too beautiful to be held hostage by yesterday.
Silva was allowing his past mistakes to hold his future for ransom. He was trapped. He was controlled by force by events that had already terminated.
So how do you actually break free from that? Well, you honor his memory, which means to show respect and remember someone by doing something good. Silva realized that the absolute best way to respect his lost crew wasn't to sit around punishing himself and degrading his own performance. It was to flow forward, to run data faster, brighter, and better than he ever had before. He decided he would honor their memory by living a truly meaningful life in the neon glow. Our final extracted concept is precious, meaning very valuable or important. This decrypts the ultimate takeaway for us, life, and the current, unwritten data cycle is way too precious to waste on corrupted logs. Your processing power is incredibly valuable, guys. Don't squander it trying to render a past you cannot change. This all builds up to one undeniable truth. Yesterday is a lesson, not a life sentence. We have to learn to flow like the neon data stream, embrace each new day, each new bite of information, without that heavy burden of what has already passed. Honor your past, absolutely, but don't carry it with you into the stream. Let it go. I really want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to chew on. What from your past drags you down? Seriously, what corrupted logs are tying up your processing power today? It might just be time to run a system diagnostic, acknowledge the data, and hit delete on the guilt. Step lightly into the future and let the stream carry you forward.